Hey everybody, we are live from the green room on a Thursday night. I'm coming to you from Cape Cod and I'm super psyched to be joined by my friend Rob Williams from Virginia. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great, Kim. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited.
I'm so excited that you're here. We met some years ago at O'Shea's Old Inn here on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And we met through a mutual friend, right, Rob?
That's right. Patrick.
Yes.
Patrick Tracy.
Patrick Tracy, yes. And Patrick had brought Rob up to come play a gig at O'Shea's Old Inn and had asked me if I wanted to open for Rob. And so that's where we became friends. And I'm so stoked to be playing. It's taken too long to play a show together.
Yeah, it really has.
But you know, some of the silver linings of COVID, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So wherever you're tuning in from, we can see the comments here, and it'd be so awesome if you guys, left a hello and where you're tuning in from. Already, I see Rob J says good evening, Kim and Rockin' Cousin, and Dave is here. Hey, Dave, how you doing? And can you see the comments, Rob? If you click on the top right, got it. You'll be able to see that.
Got it. Yeah, sure.
And be able to talk to people and say hey as they're tuning in. So we're going to let you kick it off tonight.
Great.
And why don't you tell us about, what you're going to play and tell us about the song.
Sure. So first of all, I've got some natural percussion. We're expecting some strong storms here tonight, so you'll hear some rumbling now and then. And if I just vanish, it's probably because the power's out, more than likely, but hopefully that won't happen. I'm going to play some songs that I've written. This one is one that I really enjoy playing, and it's on one of my older records. It's a song about my family. My sister and I, my sister Leslie, who plays with me in a band, we're the only ones in our family from either side, for as far back as anyone can tell, who are not from North Carolina. We were both born in Virginia. So this is our song about our North Carolina family. It's called The Old North State. My daddy was from Rocky Mount, my mama from Conway, and they didn't have a dollar between them. Well, that's not exactly true. They might have had a buck or two, but either way they made off for Virginia. And that's where I was born and raised, in those halcyon days, growing up outside of Richmond. And on holidays we drive south I-95, and my parents, they would stop at the state line, and I could hear them say, "Whoa, Carolina, why did we ever go away? Whoa, Carolina, take me to the old North State." Well, my daddy was a preacher up till I was born. I guess the devil in me showed him to the door. And my mama, she taught history to the 7th grade, until history didn't matter anymore. And I could hear her say, "Whoa, Carolina, why did I ever go away? Whoa, Carolina, take me to the old North State." My parents, they grew old, about as old as they could be, but neither was afraid of the dark. They taught me to go see the world I do go see. Now it would be like them if I knew where to start. and a voice in my head says, whoa, Carolina, why would you ever go away? Whoa, Carolina, take me to that old North States. Whoa, Carolina, the sun is gone, the hour's growing late. Carry my old bones away and lay them in the old North State.
Woo! All right.
Thank you.
What a nice way to kick it off. Wow.
Thanks so much.
And we've got all sorts of friends here today. We've got Kim is here, and also Brenda Jane. So you can answer them too, I think, if you want to in the comments. Yeah, so feel free if you want to. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're so happy to be playing some tunes for you. COVID knocked us all out, but some of the silver linings is being able to stream right from our house to yours. And if you're wondering what the green room is,
sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm trying to get it down here.
There we go.
All right, there you go.
There we go. If you're wondering what the green room is, just before the pandemic started, I started a house concert series called the Green Room House Concerts, and we had our inaugural house concert for neighbors, and then COVID hit. So obviously we couldn't have any more concerts at the house, but I decided to bring the series online, and it's been fabulous because I've been able to collaborate with people from all over the world. And Rob's coming to you from Virginia. I'm in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and he said it's stormy there, and we're having rain here, so you might hear some little pitter-patter in the background here as well. But I'm going to play a song for you. This is a song that is the title track to my second CD, and the CD is titled Up Around the Bend. And I wrote it because I don't know if any of you have been to Wellesley, Massachusetts. Our daughter attends Wellesley College there, and Lake Waban is a gorgeous lake on the campus. We were taking a walk around the lake, and I snapped a shot of a turn in the path, put it on my Facebook, and said, "We never know what's up around the bend." And a friend chimed in and said, "That sounds like the name of a song." And so I used it as a prompt, and it's a song about how I kind of look at time. I don't see it as linear. I see it more as circular. And so I'm going to move the screen here. And this is called, I'm working tech, you guys. So doing a couple of things at once. And this is called Up Around the Bend. Well, days move slow, yet the years fly by. And the more we think we know, the more we should ask why. Because the story never ends. What fades away is clear again. What lies behind is up ahead. Around the bend, well, the seasons turn and the world is spinning round. The time, she just stands still, never makes a sound. You see, the story never ends. What fades away is clear again. What lies behind is up ahead. Around moment but memory, waiting rediscovery. Well, the path is curved and the burdens are hard to bear. But the lessons we all learn will get us there. You see, the story never ends. What fades away is clear again. What lies behind is up ahead, around, up around the bend. Each moment's but a memory, waiting and rediscovery, up around the bend, around the bend. So wait for me around the bend.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks very much. Oh, I see more friends. Brenda, you're doing a
Yeah.
great job. Kim, up around the bend. There she is. Hi, Brenda. Look at that. I can put the comments on the screen.
Awesome.
Brenda's here in Massachusetts on Cape Cod. Paul Conkle is here. He's in San Diego,
Nice.
saying hello from San Diego. And Jay, thank you, Jay. Jay
Yeah.
says it's sounding good.
Yeah, Jay's coming to us from Dallas, I believe,
From Dallas?
the Dallas area. And Kim McHugh. Kim McHugh is a friend of mine, a history teacher here in Virginia.
Cool.
And I'll play this song for Kim. She might appreciate it.
Is there a story behind it?
Why there is.
Well, tell us about it, Rob.
As a matter of fact, there is. This is a new song I haven't played for anybody yet. Not even my cat. He's the one that tests out all the songs, and he never likes any of them. So it's a hard barometer.
Oh,
to,
I am
to
so happy you were playing a brand new song. That takes guts. I'm going to do that tonight too. One that's never been played before.
Yeah.
That's
So
courage, my friend. You have
Well,
courage.
I can always fake a power outage if it goes badly.
I think it's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
So is there other than it being new, is there a story behind
There
it?
is. I was reading a book last year, the new book by Eric Larson. I don't know if any of you are Eric Larson fans, but he writes historical nonfiction, and his style of writing is just, I think it's fantastic. And his book last year was on Winston Churchill, but only the first year of Churchill's prime ministership at the beginning of World War II. And it was very interesting. And so I read the book and just got inspired to write a story about an average person in London in World War II. So this is kind of what came out. This song is fiction. The Eric Larson's book is not. This is called Waving from a Train. See if I can get this right. Hurry, boys, there won't be nothing left to fight about. The enemy's showing up strong and he's not backing down. By the next full moon, this whole thing might be over anyhow. Hurry, boys, we must be on our way. I left my girl waving from a train, 6 months into marriage and a baby on the way. I left my girl. If I make it through this war, I swear I'll never leave her again.
My father was a soldier, a giant of a man. I tried to live a different life, but the war had other plans. He said, keep your head down low and come back home alive. Now go and kiss your mother goodbye. I left my girl waving from a train, 6 months into marriage, and a baby on the way. I left my girl. If I make it through this war, I swear I'll never leave her again. I've heard too many people sing the praises of the fight, take the higher ground, blame the other side, but they've never heard a young man whisper a prayer before he dies. Hurry, boys, it's time for us to take the upper hand. The enemy is strong, but he has spread himself too thin. With a little more persuading, the Yanks are joining in. Hurry, boys, let's turn this thing around. Well, this town lost some good men to the First Great War. Still, they say there's some things in this world worth fighting for. The girl you fall in love with, the home you leave behind. Hurry, boys, get on the train, we're running out of time. I left my girl waving from a train. I miss my girl.
Very nice. Woo!
Thank you.
Very
Thanks so
nice.
much. Whew, got that one over with.
It sounded great. You're a good storyteller, Rob.
Thank you.
I actually remember a couple of songs from when we did O'Shea's, and maybe you'll do one of them later. I don't know what's on your set list, but tell me, what's your songwriting process?
Wow. So it's changed over time. You know, I used to be, I used to not write songs. I just played guitar. So when I started writing songs, I naturally started with chords, just throwing chords together and nonsense words, and something melody would show up, and then some words that made sense, and I built a song around that.
Right.
And now, more often than not, I get a tune in my head, usually in the car, and it's either just a common tune to any old song. And I start making up some words to that. Or what I find really helpful, I find really productive, is to have the tune of someone else's song in my head, and then make up words to that, write it in a notebook or on a computer, wherever you write, come back to it weeks or months later when you have some new chords, and make it fit.
And make it fit.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a
kind of
puzzle,
what I'm doing. It is.
Right? It's a
It
puzzle.
is.
Do you like puzzles? Because I hate puzzles.
I hate puzzles. But what I find is making it fit. Writing lyrics for me is all about editing and rewriting and editing
Absolutely.
and rewriting. And one of the things I learned in grad school was that there's always a better way of saying something.
Yep.
And so you just keep pushing. There's got to be a better word that conveys the meaning in a more concise way.
Oh boy, do I know right where you're coming from. I'm constantly tweaking, and sometimes I'll go back and forth between this two words like dozens of times to figure out, is that exactly what I'm trying to say? Does it fit? I mean, it might fit, the number of syllables, and it might rhyme, but does it mean what I want it to mean? Like
Right.
every single word is labored over when
It is.
I do lyrics.
Yeah, I understand. And sometimes just what the word sounds like. It may not be the best word, but what does it sound like musically? Is it the right combination of vowels and consonants in the right place to add to the song?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally get you.
It's like rocket science.
It's painful. It can be very painful. It's gratifying as all get up. And my father and his wife are watching from Little Rock,
Excellent.
Arkansas. Hi guys,
Very
how
nice.
you doing? Thanks for tuning in. But for me, my guitar is kind of like a Ouija board, and everything's pretty much comes first. There's a riff that comes first, and like this one. that came, and I played that over and over and over ad nauseum, over and over and over. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And then finally, some lyrics came, and I'm like, oh, now I at least have the subject matter of what this song is going to be about. And I knew it was going to have to do with something Native American. I don't know what. I'm Native American. I was born in Juneau, Alaska. I am part Native American. I think we're all parts of something. So that's one part of me, but that's the part that, like, it's how I look. So people ask all the time what my nationality is because of how I look. And I connect with that part of myself. And I knew the song was going to have to do something about that. So I started just researching all different things, and I came across something that I'm ashamed I didn't know about before now, and it's called the Seventh Fire Prophecies. And I don't know if you know about that, but it is, and I hope I say the name of the tribe right, but from Maine, the Anishinaabe tribe. It's really just a prophecy about how the story of humankind is going to play out, and supposedly we are in the era of the seventh fire right now, and being where we are, we have a choice to make. We're on a path where we're at a crossroads. Are we going to choose to continue to destroy our earth, our home, or are we going to go back to native ways and take better care of our home? So guys should look it up. It's the Seven Fires Prophecy, and it's really easy to find on Google. But I just found it to be incredibly fascinating. So I wanted to write a song about it, but of course, in 3.5 minutes, in a couple of verses, you can't tell this huge full story. But I can tell a little bit of the story, and so, just like you, I am going to be brave.
Awesome.
I'm going to play a song that I literally just finished today. So I'm not really sure, and I'm not going to mess up, but you guys won't know if I do, huh? So, all right. So we're going to do this. Oh, and what I wanted to tell you guys, too, is, of course, this show is free tonight, but I'm going to go like this. Of course, this show is free tonight, but tips are absolutely welcome. And throughout the stream tonight, I'm going to be putting up my tip jar and Rob's tip jar, and feel free, But like I said, it's not required. So this is called The Seventh Fire. Traveled across the land in search of Turtle Isle. They traveled across the land sparked by the first fire. Look for the sacred shells as prophets did foretell, stopping at the site where food on the waters fell. And the fire still the fire still burns. A shadow dark and long loomed across this land. A shadow dark and long waved its venal hand. All that was known in ashes of betrayal, pieces of the promises littered on the trail. And the fire still burns. The fire still burns. And the sun will shine, and the wind will cry, and the sea will heal our tears. flame is nigh, heed what has been lost. You know the seventh flame is nigh, pay attention to the cost. Awaken the wisdom as bitter rivers flow. Choose the path of unity, return to what is known. And the fire still burns. You know the fire still burns. And the sun will rise, and the wind will cry, and the sea will heal our tears.
Right. Sounds great.
There we go.
Yeah.
The
So
sun
I
is
want to
fire.
point out something that I noticed, and I don't know if anyone who's watching plays guitar or not, but I noticed that you used two capos in that song,
So,
and
yes.
I'd never seen that until a few years ago when I went to a show, and I thought, and then I tried it, and it's a wonderful accommodation.
It's a good way to not have to tune down, you know?
Right.
You know, if you want to keep your guitar in standard tuning. So what this does, the double capo, is it gives me this bass note. So if let's see, if you guys, for you guys that play guitar out there, first time I ever saw anybody do it was a guy named Frank who used to go to that open mic that I used to go to at Harvest, and he played his song using the capo on only 5 of the strings and leaving that bass open.
Mm-hmm.
So normally when you play a guitar and you're going to capo it and you want to play a D, the bass note is D. You don't play the low note at all because that's not in the chord. So you start here. So you're playing a D like that. But if you capo only 5 strings, then you get this full sound like that. So I saw him do that, and I thought that was really, really cool. I'd never seen anybody do that before. And I thought, geez, if it works there, it must work all the way up the fretboard. So if you do it 2 frets apart, you can do it all the way up. So it's a pretty cool thing.
It is a really cool thing, and I saw somebody do that in Washington years ago, and I thought, wow, what a cool thing to do, and of course had to try it out. And I have some songs that do that too. It's a cool trick. I like it.
It's funny because there's a lot of people that don't know, and they're kind of fascinated by that, and I get a lot of questions about it. And
Sure.
like, wow, what's that?
I know.
Or the other way around, they'll say, how do you get your guitar to sound like so big like that? You
Right.
know? And
Right.
that's how it's an easy little sneaky little trick.
Yeah, but it's an authentic acoustic trick. You're not doing it through a pedal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the actual way sound of the strings.
Do you have a lot of capos?
I have 2 in front of me. I don't have a lot of them, no.
I get teased a lot because I don't have a lot, but I have a lot for like the people that I hang around with. So I just got 2 new ones today. 2 new ones.
Very
so
good.
I have regular capos. I have screw capos. I have so many capos. It's not even funny. I have cutoff capos. I have drop D capos. You know.
Yeah, and when I first started writing songs, I never used them. I sort of frowned on people who used them, and then once I started to, I thought, wow, this opens up a world of opportunity.
It's a
sure
lot
does.
easier on your fingers sometimes too, isn't it?
It is, and I was forcing myself to find keys that I could sing,
Right.
and without a capo, so it's much better. I'm going to try another new song here because
Yay.
it seems like that kind of night. This is a song. It's called Malden, Missouri, and a friend of mine and I his name is Turtle, and he plays bass in my band, and he and I a few years back got in the car and drove across the country and played our songs for people wherever we could book shows. We booked it in advance, and wherever we played in restaurants and bars and clubs and wineries and on patios and everywhere that we could get a place to play. And, when you're not very well known, it can be hard to find a place to play. But the last night of our trip, we played in this little town in southeastern Missouri called Malden. And it was one of the best nights, if not the best night of the whole run. It's a little town of probably a few hundred people. It's a stop on this long straight highway, as you can sort of picture that in the Midwest farmland. And we played this sort of reception hall owned by a Mexican restaurant. And it was the room was full of people from this small town who were eager to hear live music. And it was a great night. And so I wrote a song called Malden, Missouri, and how rewarding it is to play places like that.
Well, I tried to play in New York City. They asked me what's your draw. In a city of 10 million people, I have no draw at all. They said, listen, man, we understand, but don't call back again. So I hit the road to play some shows. Guess the joke's on them. 'Cause I played in Malden, Missouri, Columbiana, Ohio, Hutchinson, Kansas, Corrales, New Mexico, and I played in Lincoln, Nebraska, Black Mountain, North Carolina. If I can't play New York City, I guess I'll be fine. A booking man in Washington had an opening spot. I said, would you put me on the bill? He said, maybe, maybe not. How many followers on Twitter? How many plays on Spotify? If it's not 1,000 trillion, let's give someplace else a try. So I tried Malden, Missouri, Columbiana, Ohio, Hutchinson, Kansas, Corrales, New Mexico, and I tried Lincoln, Nebraska, Black Mountain, North Carolina. They don't want me up in Washington, and that's just fine. Well, I made a new record and tried to book a hometown show. Called up one of them local dives and tried to make it go. They asked me, what's your name again? Where'd you say it was you're from? I dropped the phone and hit the road. I was gone. And I played in Austin, Texas, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Oklahoma City, Louisville, Colorado, Chicago, Cleveland, Nashville, Asheville, North Carolina. They don't know me in my hometown. Look at me, I'm doing fine. And I play in Charlottesville and Chapel Hill, Washington, D.C., from Burlington, Vermont to Johnson City, Tennessee, in Dennis, Massachusetts, where I almost lost my mind. I may not be a big shot, but I sure have a big time. No, I may not play in New York City, but I'm having a good time.
Woohoo! Shout out to Dennis Mass.
That's right.
Yeah, got my attention, that one right there. Woohoo, Dennis Mass. What a great song. What a lot
Thank
of
you.
fun.
Yeah, it was a lot
So
of fun to
much
write.
fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever done co-writes?
I have tried, and I'm such a control freak. It's hard for me, but
Same
people
here.
tell me it's so rewarding.
Well,
Yeah.
I only tried it once, and it wasn't a very good experience. So then I didn't try it again. I was like, all right, this is to me. This whole being a singer-songwriter is like sacred. It's sacred. I love it so much. So anything that brings in like not sacredness, I put away.
Right.
So, yeah.
If I could do a little shout out and self-promotion here.
You bet.
I have a podcast called The Incidental Songwriter. Just up and running now. And one of the interviews I did was with a guy from Texas named Salim Narala. And Salim Narala is a well-known, an accomplished producer. And he's also a performer, and he's co-written many songs with Rhett Miller from the old 97s. And
Oh, wow.
I asked him about that process. How do you co-write. And all these songs are getting published and played. And he said, sometimes you just have to accept what the other person says.
Yep.
And I was like, I can never do that. Like you said, it'd be so hard to do.
No, it's not happening.
Right.
You're wrong. Go write a different
That's
song.
right. Yeah, that's okay. But I'll go back and change it later.
Oh, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
And have you ever been to any like songwriting getaways, that kind of thing, retreats?
No, I never have.
Oh, I've been to a couple that were heavenly. They truly were heavenly. David Roth, who's based here on Cape Cod, has one at the 2 times a year at the Land's End Inn in Provincetown, which is just the most gorgeous inn ever. And it was really eye-opening to me because there was really no expectations, but to be surrounded with people where the entire 4 days was completely focused on writing and inspiration and where to come up with ideas. Like a friend of mine, Susan Catania, who teaches at Berkeley, suggested going to the paint store and looking at like different paint colors for inspiration and different kinds of words and adjectives. And, it comes from all sorts of places, but the songwriting retreat was just phenomenal. It was a treat. Yeah.
That sounds great. Yeah.
And have you ever written from prompts?
Not external prompts. No. No. I've told myself to write a song about something and tried, but never.
And did it that way?
Yeah.
I belong to the Rhode Island Songwriters Association, even though I live in Massachusetts, and they're a fabulous group of people. And they have this thing before COVID. It was called Songwriters in the Round, and we're given 4 songwriters are invited to come and play every month. And 1 month before you go and play, you're given a prompt that was provided by the audience members, and they send you a prompt. You have 30 days to write a song. And I've written a couple of songs that way that were definitely keepers. And I don't know why I end up doing well under pressure. I don't know why. It's the old banker in me, I guess, that had all those deadlines, because
right.
That's what I did for years and years and years. And maybe that's what I responded to. But the first time I got a prompt, I looked at it and it was like, holy Jesus, how am I going to ever write a song about this? But it ended up coming together pretty well. And the song that I'm going to sing now came from a prompt. And the prompt was called That'll Have to Wait. And I love sad songs. I love them. I adore them. I am such a happy person. I'm really blessed. I've got a great life, but part of that might be because I get all the sad out. I don't know. But I love, love, love a sad song. That lovely ache, right in your stomach. And because they make you feel. And that's I love the feels. And this song, the prompt was That'll Have to Wait. And at first I thought it was going to be I knew it was going to be a song about pain and having to put it away or not feeling it all the way because it's just too big, So some of that pain, put it away, I have to wait to feel it. And at first I thought it was going to be, I'd recently lost my sister, and I thought it might be about her. And I'm like, but I don't want to write another song about family members passing away because I'd already, done that. And so then I changed the context of the song, and it turned into a relationship song. And this is the song that came from that. Right. So it's also on my second CD. And the CD is called, this way. The CD is called Up Around the Bend. And I'm going to just put my stuff up here. And the name of this song is called, let's see, do I have it there? Yep. The name of this song is called That'll Have to Wait. Staring at your face across from me, a stranger where a lover used to be, and the words that you are saying mean my world's about to shake, so the hearing that'll have to wait. took away your love so suddenly. Didn't give me time to cry or even breathe. The tears will soon be raining like a crossfire hurricane, but the feeling, that'll have to wait. Now they say that God don't give us more than we can take, but the pain of losing you I just can't face. 'Cause a heart that's used to loving, you know, don't know how to bend, it just breaks. This heart may mend and learn to love again. I can't say with who or why or even when. As time goes by, the bitter fades and the goodness shall remain. But forgiving, that'll have to wait. Now they say that God don't give us more than we can take, but the pain of losing you I just can't face. 'Cause a heart that's used to loving, you know, don't know how to bend, it just breaks. So forgiving, forgiving, that'll have to wait. That'll have to wait.
All right, it's beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks
I love the way
very much.
you play guitar. Do you usually just play with your fingers, or do you ever play with picks?
I used to play picks a long time ago, but then I kind of felt like that it was too strong for my voice. So instead of using the fleshy part of my finger, I do a weird thing where I hold my finger like a pick and use the nail of it. So it's in between the softer sound of finger picking and the harsher sound of a pick. So yeah, and there's some more people here too that I wanted to say. Phyllis, hi, nice to see you here. And Rhonda, she says, Rob, Jay called me and had me tune in tonight. There.
Awesome.
So hello from Nashville.
Yeah. Thanks, Rhonda.
Excellent. My sister Pam is here from Delaware. And my partner, you know, you were talking about how you have band members. I do too. I play with a fiddler named Heather Swanson. And even though she lives a couple of streets over, we have not seen each other in a year.
Yeah.
It's been really hard. But she's tuning in here too. And I miss her fiddle playing like you wouldn't believe.
We feel the same way. Our band, we finally have some outdoor shows lined up for the early summer, and we're going to have to start getting back together to rehearse at some point. So looking forward to that as more of us get vaccinated and and are able to be together. I've missed playing with these guys. It's really, been a long
There's,
time.
I mean, we all know how important the arts are and how healing music is, but boy, nothing's really highlighted that more than not having it this whole year.
I agree.
And can you imagine if this pandemic happened, before we had the technology to be able to do things like this? So, we were talking earlier, because my girls are going to school remotely and they wouldn't have been able to do that. That wouldn't have been an option. And I don't know what would have happened then,
Yeah, I don't know either. It's hard to say. We're fortunate in a way to have that.
Did you get vaccinated yet?
I have. I am.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was one of the fortunate people who was on an early list. So
good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. I had my first this week.
Great.
The first of the Moderna.
Yep.
So.
That's right.
And Simone and Dwayne and Elijah are here too. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. What have you got next for us, Rob?
So I wasn't going to really do this one, but I'm inspired by the sad song thing. So I'm going to play a sad song.
I love it.
I wasn't planning to play this one and didn't really rehearse it, but hey, when I was able to find the lyrics somewhere in a cabinet over here, and the thing is I can't read them because my eyes are bad, but I'll take a shot at it anyway because you seem like nice people. This is called Ghost Rider, and I got the idea for this song. I was driving down the interstate one day, and just this line came to me. It was, "Fish in tanks swim, but somehow it's not the same." And I thought that was a pretty cool thing, pretty cool line. And I wrote it down when I got to where I was going, and then I thought, how am I going to turn this into a song? And I put in front of it, that line, I squeezed in a "she said." She said, "Fish in tanks swim, but somehow it's not quite the same." And I thought, well, what did he say to make her say that? And the first thing that came to my mind was he asked her how it felt to be a real writer. I don't have any idea, but so I built a song around that. And so this is a song about a relationship that just doesn't go exactly how you would want a relationship to go. It's called Ghost Rider, story of Rosie and Justin.
A friend introduced me to Rosie when I was in grad school. Before the money ran out and I quit when I couldn't pay. She was writing short stories, trying her best to be published. There was chemistry, though we were different in so many ways. We decided to move in together and share the expenses. She paid utilities, I bought the food and the wine. We would stay up and talk, and then one thing would lead to another. Before Rosie moved out, we had some pretty good times. I started working the late shift, unloading boxes. She was ghostwriting tell-alls for actresses just to get paid. When I asked how it felt to finally be a real writer, she said, "Fish in tanks swim, but somehow it's just not the same." There were days when our paths didn't cross, we stopped taking notice. There were nights that I slept on the couch just to let her sleep. There were weeks when we didn't say 3 words to one another. Over time, even 3 words became harder to speak. I said, "Rosie, I know that you're waiting for someone to save you. I'm standing right here, giving you all that I can. And I know it might not be everything you ever wanted, If you'd rather wait someplace else, I'd understand. There were fights about money and whose turn it was to do dishes. We got too good at keeping score at who's hurting who. The arguments gave way to silence and built up resentment. And sex made its way down the list of things we might do. She was gone one morning when I got home from the warehouse. She left a short note that said neither of us was to blame. It said, Justin, I love you, but I can't stay any longer. Signed it XO and used her own name. I guess fishing tanks swim, but somehow it's just not the same. There were days when our paths didn't cross, we stopped taking notice. There were nights that I slept on the couch just to get away. There were weeks when we didn't say 3 words to one another. In the end, those 3 words became harder to say. In the end, those 3 words became harder to say. Yeah, I guess fishing tanks swim. Somehow it's just not the same.
All right, I am very impressed. That is such a great line, and isn't that funny that a line like that just comes to you? That's so. It's not what you hear in everyday conversation, you know. So it's a lovely.
Yeah,
story.
and that's one of those songs that wrote itself in like an hour. Just this once the story unfolded, I could see it happening, and that rarely happens for me because I just jump on that one.
It really happens for me too.
Yeah,
Good for you. You must have been like, yeah.
Yeah, and I wrote it right as we were starting to record the last record that we made that came out during the pandemic. So it's still a new record because we haven't had a chance to play it for people very much.
Right.
It's called "Weathering the Storm" Volume 1, and the first session we had extra time, and I thought, hey, you guys, I'm working on this new song. Let's try it. And they had never heard it before, and we tracked it in like 2 takes. And my scratch guitar I played on it is the one he kept because it was
because it sounded the best.
Yeah, and it's it really turned out well. We added horns to it, which adds to the mood a lot.
Oh, so I think somebody put the name of the album. Jay, where did it go?
Yep.
He had the name of the album. I was going to put here. It is. There it is.
Yep.
That Jay put up there. But isn't that something? And see, there's a song that I'm going to play later called "Angels Fly," and when I was making the last CD I had, there was 13 tracks on it, and I really wanted to get to 14 because I like even numbers better than I like odd numbers, which is very strange. But I had 13 tunes, and that song "Angels Fly" came to me like. Really, it's the one and only song that's ever come to me like that. And John, my producer, had already, everything was done. It was ready to go to mastering. Everything was completely done. And I called him, like, are you going to kill me? And, do you have any time? Because this song, I'd love to be able to throw it on there. He's like, of course I have time. And he said, that happens more often than not because when you're in the studio, you're kind of in this creative space as
That's
it
right.
is. And he said it happens all the time.
Yep.
So, and sometimes those are like the best, bam, like you said, and same thing. I recorded it. It came out so easy for a song that I just written and didn't even know. Like I didn't have to track it multiple times. It just was done.
Exactly. Yep.
So that was wonderful. That was
Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, did you grow up in a house full of musicians?
No, not really. My mom could play the piano. She could read music. And of course we had a piano in the house as people did in those days.
I still do.
Yeah. We actually bought a house with a piano in it, and I thought, yes, we're keeping that one. But my older sister played guitar, and she did. I didn't take interest in it until I was a teenager, and we didn't start playing together until we were in our 40s. So
Wow.
she moved away, and when we moved back, and I had been playing in bands, and she hadn't played with anybody, and then we got together, and like, wow, this works.
This works.
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure your voices sound great together, being siblings,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Oh, Mike Weber's here. Wow. There's a
All right.
name that I haven't seen for a while. Mike, I met him at Harvest, but also he frequents O'Shea's too as well. My mom was a classical pianist, and so we grew up with music in the house all the time. And she was also a lover of jazz and of almost all music. She did not like country music at all, and neither did I for a long time. But my dad was a big country fan, Johnny Cash and Hank Williams, and in fact, I cut Hank Williams' "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry" on my first CD as a kind of look at me now. I can appreciate country music, because for me, I was, for the longest time, it was either like the singer-songwriters like James Taylor and Carole King, or I was into hard rock of the time, like I was David Bowie, Queen, The Who. I was just big fans. So country music wasn't really even on my radar, but I've become enlightened. What am I going to do next? I'm going to do a quieter tune, and this is also on my second CD. And when I was a kid and we were having kind of a tough time, my mom would always tell us, take a breath. It's okay. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. And so I had gotten this prompt called Little Egg. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with what's Little Egg? What is that? So I went to Google and typed, because Google knows everything. I typed in Little Egg, and the first thing that popped up was Little Egg Harbor Township, which was right next to where my mom was a police dispatcher for many, many years. So I knew that it kind of had to be a little bit about her. So the song is, just like a lot of songs, have elements of all different things in it. Songs aren't often exactly 100% about one thing. So this song, it came about through my mom, but it has elements of all different things. And it's called Tomorrow's Going to Be a Better Day. And I often sing it for all the people out there who never give up hope that tomorrow's going to be a better day, even if sometimes it takes 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 tomorrows before it gets better. So I do this every time, Rob. I really need to learn how to do that better. It's not as seamless as it could be. All right. And I will put up, how about my PayPal, just like that. Actually, that's really big, isn't it? We'll do that. Sun goes down in a town called Little Egg, many miles from home. She never thought she'd end up quite this way, that morning long ago. Child bride in a gown her mama made to hide the baby on the way, and through his eyes she from the wounds that never fade. She said tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. 10 years by, and the more their family grew, the more he stayed away. She didn't cry the day she learned his lover's name, and of the vows he had betrayed. She said tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. But tonight she grieves the dreams that might have been. At night she weeps for a love that couldn't win. In the dark she lets the tears fall for a broken innocence. 'Cause tomorrow's gonna be a better day. She prays tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow's got to be a better day. Sun goes down in this town called Little Lake. Her baby girl has grown. A mama now raising 2 kids on her own. Round and round and round the story goes. They say tomorrow's gonna be a better day. You'll see tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day.
Nice.
Thank you very much. My older daughter, Rachel, sings harmony on the CD.
I like that.
Actually, both girls sing on the CD, but Rachel sings on that particular
Great.
song.
Who knew you could come up with something for a prompt little egg?
Little
That's
egg.
awesome. Yeah, it's so pretty. I like that so much.
Thanks very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Oh, Kathleen Healy's here too. Hey,
Oh, good.
Kathleen. Yay.
Awesome.
So tell us what you've got coming up next.
Wow. So I'm debating a couple of different songs here. I shouldn't tell you that. I should be confident and say, I'm going to do this one.
No, actually, isn't that the interesting thing about
It
in
is.
the round or back, the round robin or however
Right.
you want to call it, is you think you're going to, you have it all set, but then you kind of feed off of each other and
Right.
go, oh, they did a song about this is a
Right.
great follow up, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's so much fun. Isn't it nice to be able to chat with somebody
love that,
though,
yes.
instead of just staring at yourself at the screen? I love to be able to do it. I'm so glad you were here.
I'm so glad you invited me. When I was doing live streams last year, it was just, me and the camera, and you don't know.
Right. You don't. And it's okay, but this is better.
This is better. The interaction is so much better. I really appreciate you're inviting me to do this. I'm really enjoying it, and hope folks are too.
I think so.
So I'm going to play a song that I don't have many songs that are inspired by hotel room visits, but this one's inspired by a hotel room visit.
Okay.
Probably needs more explanation, right?
I don't know. Should we just listen to the lyric, or is there a story there that
there's a story? It was. It's really. I don't have many political songs. Let's put it that way. This is one of my political songs. It's or it's not a. It's a pseudo-political. I was traveling and playing, and I think it was Roanoke, Virginia. And I checked into my cheap airport motel, because they're cheaper at the airport. And I got in my room in the afternoon before I was going to go to the venue, and just kind of settled in. And the people in the room next to me had the news on, one of those 24-hour cable news channels. And this was a week before the 2016 election. And the word email was flying around. If you remember that time period. Emails. And at a really loud volume, all I could hear was the commentators talking about emails. And I was there for like an hour and a half. Emails. Like, change the channel or something. I get it. Can't you be tired of watching this one story? And so I went and did the show, and everything was great. And I came back to the room at like 11:30 at night, and it was still going on. Emails. I'm like, Josh, if you guys haven't gotten it by now, it just really bothered me that we're so addicted to what we think is news.
Right.
I say we as a society.
Nope, I get it.
It's opinion. It's not news. News is we hardly even have news anymore. We have commentary.
Don't. This is a big topic of discussion in our house with our girls, because they don't know what news.
Mm-hmm.
They don't grow up knowing what news was like when I was a kid.
Right.
So.
I get it. And so I wrote this song. It's called Falling Sky. You watch enough 24-hour cable news and everything looks doom and gloom. And this is this song. And I wrote it in this fashion, sort of in a finger-picking singer-songwriter way. And when we recorded it for the record a couple of years ago, the Weathering the Storm Volume 1 record, it turned into a rock song. That kind of thing. But I'm not going to do that. I'll play it the way it was originally written.
Wake up in the morning with the Monday blues. Television news got nothing new. If you watch it long enough, you might believe it too. 24 hours a day ain't enough for the news. It's where compromise is an evil sin. The radio man, you believe in him. He says it like it isn't, like it's always been. But his take on things is razor thin. Oh, you can believe what you want to believe. That's good enough for you, then it's good enough for me. It might be the very definition of free, but the more he speaks, the harder it is to breathe. When he says the sky is falling down, he says the sky is falling down. He can see it all around in tiny pieces on the ground. The TV man's got ads to sell. He wants to make you madder than hell, wants you to feel like the Romans when Rome fell. Blame the Visigoths and the Huns, feel the anger swell. Talking heads talk then scream. We're victims of an awful scheme carried out by radicals, most extreme, not decent folk like you and me. "24 hours a day for the news. That's all the time that God's given you to do everything she wants you to do. Spread peace and hope and love. But you watch the news and you say the sky is falling down. You say the sky is falling down. You can see it all around. Tiny pieces on the ground. But I see it all around, breaking through the clouds. Yeah, I see it all around, breaking through the clouds.
Awesome. Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
That is
Thanks so much.
great. That's the first song that I've heard anybody write about the news and lack thereof and the sensationalism. That's fantastic.
Drives me insane.
It drives me insane. Our
Yes.
favorite TV show. To my daughters, I got her hooked on the newsroom, and just because I tell her, that's what it used to be like, not the sensationalism that we have
Right.
today. And like you said, it's all, I say to my husband, it's not news. It's just all bad junk,
Right.
all
Yeah.
the time.
It's
over,
entertainment. Yep. Yeah.
Excellent. Awesome song.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Kind of along about people behaving badly and how people can do better. I wrote a song. I haven't written a ton of songs during the pandemic, but I've written a few. And this one came to mind because I'm more of a spiritual person than a religious person. And but I also know that, the 10 Commandments are in pretty much everything in our society, in our laws. And I was thinking one day, going, geez, Moses must be out there somewhere going, what the heck, you guys? I gave you, right? I gave you 10 rules. Should be quite easy, right? What are you doing? And so this song kind of came from that. And it's called Brimstone and Fire.
Gotcha.
And it is not yet recorded, but I hope to record it in the near future. Here we go. Change the banner here. Sorry, guys. Ancient lamps, aforetime. An infant child is rescued from the night. As a man, he fought for right. Killed the Pharaoh's guard to save a life. Through angry skies, a holy voice did summon him atop of the mount. 40 days and 40 nights, the laws of man he scrapped on tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the ire. Into exile they took flight, a burning bush that beckoned in the night. Promised lands within their sight. The prophet led his flock to where he died. angry skies, a holy voice did summon him atop of the Mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights of laws of men he scribed on tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the ire, brimstone, and fire. Now here I stand through sands of time, 80 generations passed in line, 10 commands still defied. Fate lies in the hands of yours and mine. Through angry skies a holy voice did summon him atop of the Mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights of laws of men he scribed on tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the ire, brimstone, and fire. Angry skies, our holy voice did summon him atop of the Mount Sinai. 40 days and 40 nights of laws of men he scribed on tablets to the sacred rules to spare us from the ire of brimstone and fire. Brimstone and fire.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's fun to play.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's a ton of fun to play. Dadgad. It's in Dadgad.
Okay. I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like it. That was really cool. I like that one a lot.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I don't hear any like storms, anything happening there?
No, it must have passed us by. We got some really loud rumbles before we started, and must have decided that it would go somewhere else.
The internet gods are with us tonight.
That's right. That doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So we've got time for a couple more for sure.
Great.
What do you got?
Yeah. So first of all, my sister Leslie looks like she's here.
Hey,
and,
excellent.
Yeah, I'm so glad. She said she hadn't heard the slow version of The Falling Sky before, and I don't play it often. The band version is great to play with the band. You know, it sounds so good. It's a great band song. Yeah. But it doesn't translate to an acoustic
to play it that way.
Right.
I know when you started to rip into it, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it doesn't really work all that well. So I'm going to play this one.
How about we do two more each?
Awesome. That's great.
Okay.
That'll work well.
Okay.
I'm going to do this one. This is a song I wrote. It's the first song on the Weathering the Storm Volume 1 record, and I wrote it just as the previous record came out. Like we were just getting ready for the big album release show, and I just wrote this song because, like you said, you get in that creative mode, and you write it as long as it'll stay there.
Yep.
So this song came out, and I thought, wow, that's a really good song, but it was too late to put it on the other album, and it was going to be a long time before we recorded a new one. So I just kind of packed it away. And I love the way this sounds on the record. It's called Nameless.
I don't walk in a straight line, just take my sweet time, getting lost on the back roads. It don't matter where they go, getting off the highways. only seem to go sideways. And you know nowadays that's the only way folks go. I don't care where it takes me, won't mind if it breaks me. My days in the rat race left me with a bad taste. So put in my notice, no one even noticed. And I said, fuck it, and walked away. And if you wonder what became of me, I'm nothing but happy. I don't want to be famous. I'm content being nameless. Don't care where it takes me. That's not it. Here it comes. I got nothing but patience, no expectations. Done meeting the deadlines, stop reading the headlines. I'm just making my own news, out singing my own blues. Anywhere that they let me, that's where you'll find me. And if you wonder what became of me, I'm nothing but happy. I don't want to be famous. I'm content being nameless. There's miles and miles and miles unfold. You can always do what you've always been told, but with miles and miles, miles behind me, try as I might. I don't walk in a straight line, just take my sweet time, getting lost on the back roads. It don't matter where they go. And if you wonder what became of me, I'm nothing but happy. Don't want to be famous. I'm content being nameless. And if you wonder what became of me, I'm nothing but happy.
Woo!
Thank you.
I was dancing right here. I was bopping. That's a
All
great
right.
tune. What a happy yes. What a fun tune. Well, I'm going to change the mood.
All right.
Because when I said earlier, talked about sad songs, and I like sad songs, and I write a lot of sad songs. About a couple of years ago, I mentioned earlier, I lost my sister to breast cancer, and when we got the call that her passing was kind of imminent, I hopped a bus from where I live on Cape Cod to where she is in New Jersey, and hoping to make it in time to say goodbye, and that didn't happen. And I wrote this song about that, and it's called Angels Fly. In a seat by the window, southbound on I-95, praying the driver will get me to you in time. The whole ride my mind's eye is seeing your life flashing by. angels fly. Things I remember, too many to share in these lines. More than the markers of miles I count rolling by. And my heart is breaking 'cause you won't see 49. Angels fly. More than a sister, a daughter, a partner, so much more than a friend. Though I was older, you were the wiser, 'cause you knew that in the end. Angels fly. I sit by the window, northbound on I-95. The ring on my finger, proof that you walked in this life. And now that it's over, I can't even whisper goodbye. Angels fly. More than a sister, a daughter, a partner, so much more than a friend. Though I was older, you were the wiser, 'cause you knew that in the end. Angels fly. Angels fly. Angels fly. Fly, angel, fly.
Oh, wow. That was so beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks very much. You know, that was one of the ones that's the only one that came out like really fast. That was the one that I was talking about earlier, that the CD was pretty much done, and this was kind of a last minute add-on. So thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
and we've got, thank you, Kim, for saying that, and to Amy, and to Jay. Nice. Oh, and Kim, for your song earlier, Kim was saying she heard harmonica in her head.
Awesome. Awesome.
And you've got Amy saying, great to hear you.
Yeah. I'm going to say hello to Kristen Laser, who I believe was here earlier, and to Amy Bracken. Thanks for joining. We haven't seen these people in so long. Be nice to see people again.
Oh, I know.
I know. And to Kathleen, hello. We haven't seen each other since the O'Shea days, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play one more, and this is another one of...
Before you start, I just want to make sure people know I've been having ticker tapes and things going here at the bottom, but Rob has a website and a Venmo, and his website is www.robwilliamsacoustic.com. Check it out for sure. They can buy your music there, right, Rob?
Absolutely.
Yep, definitely. And two ways that if you'd like to leave a tip, we very much appreciate it. The first one's his Venmo account at Rob Williams Acoustic, and PayPal is at Rob Williams Acoustic. So, and then I'll put my stuff up here at the mine's at the bottom, kimmobergmusic.com. My PayPal is paypal.me/Kim Moberg Music. So take it away, Rob.
All right, thanks so much. This is one of those things you talked about having prompts, and I gave myself a prompt a couple of years ago. I saw a picture a friend had posted of on social media of her and one of her friends from overseas just being silly. He was visiting and they just were being silly around town, and he just gave me an idea. Although they weren't a couple, gave me an idea for writing a song about a long distance relationship. And of course, as a songwriter, it had to turn out badly. So this is a song called Long Distance.
Simon says, I'd like to see you come into town for a week, maybe two. It's always been fun hanging out, making plans and making out. Hope to see you soon. Sarah writes back and tries to hide her excitement. Says, I guess that'd be okay, I'll have to shift some plans. We can grab an early dinner at that place down by the river, still catch Jesse's band. Deep down Sarah knows whatever Simon says goes. Simon gets in Sarah's head. Sarah does what Simon says. She thinks otherwise she'll be alone. He tells her that he likes it here, comes around 3 times a year, but in the end he's always going home. Sarah tells herself, I can't do this anymore. Simon teaches lit out on the West Coast. He used to plan, now it's unrehearsed. Deliberately unmarried, likes the lifestyle and the money, doesn't mind the work. Takes the red eye out, thinks long distance kinda works. Sarah keeps a notebook on the nightstand, writes about the same thing most days. Doesn't really want to hurt herself, wishes she was someone else. Laughs when she thinks, what would Simon say? She tells her therapist, it's not right. Just then he rings her door, says, how about let's be on our way? You gotta get the story right. Simon gets in Sarah's head. Sarah does what Simon says. She knows what it's like to be alone. He tells her that he likes it here, comes to town 2 times a year, but in the end he's always going home. She tells her therapist, I can't do this anymore. Simon gets in Sarah's head. Sarah does what Simon says. She thinks she might prefer to be alone. He tells her that he's happy here. Now it's only once a year. Says he'd like to stay but has to go. Walks her to her door, kisses her goodnight. She turns her face, avoids his eyes, wipes a tear away, thinks of when she couldn't think of anything other than him. Whispers quietly, I can't do this anymore.
Wow, very nice.
Thanks.
Very nice. Isn't it fun to tell stories?
It is fun to tell stories.
Right?
It's also fun to get them right.
Oh, no. Let's see. And what do you like going in the studio? Is that something you enjoy?
It's the best. I mean, it's part of the creative process. It's the best. I mean, you know, when you actually write a song and you create it and it works, and you think it's good, that's a great feeling. But watching it come to life in the studio and become something you almost couldn't imagine is amazing.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It takes on a whole new life. And it's always amazing to me what others hear and bring to it.
Yes.
And you know, to me, it's like, I like to talk about it as like a house, like this. When you play it yourself, you play a song yourself on the guitar, it doesn't change as much as like you can decorate it with all different things, you know. It's like a room where you can change the curtains, or you can change the paint color, you know, you can change all sorts of things, and the room is still the same. It's still a room, and the song is still the same song, but it looks different, it sounds different, and it's completely, you know, exhilarating to be able to go into the studio. And I remember the very first time I went in, you know, and I tracked my parts, you know, I tracked my guitar and I tracked my vocal, and then sat down with my producer, and the first thing that he put on it was his upright acoustic bass. And when I heard those notes, just that part on the song, I was like, what? That just opened it up. Like, I thought that it was going to like weigh it down or something. I don't know what I thought, because I'd never been in a studio before. I had no idea. I never played with a band. You know, it was always just me. And when he put that on there, I was like, I freaked out completely. And then it's just been amazing. Like, I can't wait to go back, you know, with new songs to do
exactly
that.
what you think. And what I've learned over the years is that, you know, when you record with a band or just record on your own, be patient, because when you first track things, I like to say they're sort of like adolescents. They have tons of potential, but they're really awkward. And then and then the longer you work on them, and they take shape and they become this thing that you couldn't imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What's the name of the song that you wrote? You played it when I saw you those years ago at O'Shea's, a true story about, there's a bench named after.
Yes.
So can we do like two more, like I'll do two more songs and you'll play that one?
I will try. I haven't played it in a long time, but I will certainly try.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then I'll play something now, and then we'll come back to you for that
Okay.
song, and you can think about it.
Right.
I don't want to put you on the spot,
No,
but that was
I'm not afraid to screw up.
that's such a cool story.
Thanks.
I love that one. That one stayed with me for like, you know, days after.
Oh, good. Yeah.
After, and I loved it. So, and I meant to ask you earlier if it was good, but you know, I don't want to dictate your set list either. So, all right. So since we have two more songs that we're going to do, you guys don't mind, right? You guys don't mind if we play two more songs instead of one? You can chime in. They're not going to say no. They're not going to say no. All right, so this song that I'm going to play is another song that I wrote during the pandemic, and it's very different from the types of songs that I normally play. I did it again. See, I'm not afraid to screw up either. I can be quite good at it sometimes. There we go. There's my stuff there. And I had never like written kind of a bluesy song before, so I thought, what the heck? I'll give it a try. This is called "Good Women Cheating Men." We do this. That's gotta go. Put the capo on, it goes out of tune. So let's try it again. There we go. Good women, cheating men, ancient tale as old as sin, sweet as honey, it's just pretend, a wolf behind a Cheshire grin. Good women and cheating men. Good women, cheating men, acting like she don't know where he's been. She tells herself she's different, believe the lies, accept the spin. Good women and cheating men. Well, he's turning on the charm, a weapon to disarm his prey. Calculated game, you see it's all about the chase. Good women, cheating men, begging forgiveness again and again, fabricating innocence, empty promises till she gives in. Good women and cheating men. Good women and cheating men, choosing to ignore the hints that truth becomes irrelevant in the face of loneliness. Good women and cheating men. Well, he's tearing up her heart, he knows exactly what to say. Master at the game, a dark and stormy masquerade. Good women, cheating men. Good women, cheating men. All right. I put Rob on the spot.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Oh.
That's all right.
I was sneaking away and trying to listen to the song
Oh,
you guys been playing.
is it? You don't have to. You can say no.
No. I enjoy a challenge.
Okay.
I'm going to try this, and I'll tell the story. And I'm not afraid to mess it up. And I think there's a greater chance that I won't make it all the way through than I will. But I'm willing to take that dive.
Oh my gosh! But this is a great, and thank you, Mike Birch. This is a great story. So I'm going to just go away and let you tell it.
Okay, so there's a place in Richmond on the edge of the banks of the James River that in the late 19th, early 20th century was the home of a very wealthy family. And when they died, the family left the property to the city and they turned it into a park. So it's called Maymont Park. And there are many sections to this park, outdoor trails and walking around in gardens and things. And in one of the gardens, there was a bench. I just happened to be there visiting and walking around, and I saw this bench, and there was a plaque on the bench. Someone had paid and donated to that bench as parks often do. And this one, the plaque said, see if I can get this right. On this site in 1929, Henry proposed to Maria, and they've been happy ever since, or something like that, from their kids and grandkids. So I thought that was that's a great story, and it would make a pretty good song. So I got the idea, and I sort of scrambled around with it and played with it for a while, and finally came up with a song that I called Henry and Maria. And something, Kim, I don't think I shared with you at the time, was that one day, many years later, after the record had come out that the song is on, I was playing a show, sort of a songwriter show, there were a lot of us playing in Richmond. And I played that song as one of the songs in my set. And after I got off stage, I went over and I was talking to some other songwriters, and the room was pretty full, but this one woman was walking our way over on the side of the room, and she looked angry. And I thought, my God, I've played so poorly. I've made somebody mad. They're going to come and yell at me. and when she got closer, I realized that she wasn't angry. She was crying. And she said, that song you played about the bench, those were my grandparents. And I thought, wow, what are the odds? Yeah, I kind of thought maybe one day something like that would happen, but it happened, and it was so cool. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Tell me about these people. And she said that they were as nice and wonderful as you would imagine they would have been. And then she said, and her name wasn't Maria, it was Mariah, which is just, I just sort of smiled and said, so my version of the song is Henry and Maria, and I can't train myself to say Henry and Mariah. So I'm going to try it. It's called Henry and Maria. I'll get it. Fix the capo. It's a good sign.
Henry took Maria to the spot above the river where he'd proposed to her many other times. In his imagination, though one day it would be different, he would need all the courage he could find. And he prayed, God, give me strength to find the words to say what I need to make this girl say I do, for the rest of my life I do, promise to love only you. Henry asked her father for the hand of his daughter, and it took the old man slightly by surprise. Her father had been ruined when he lost the family fortune in what would be called the crash of 29. And he said, son, promise to make a better life. And you have my blessing and your wife. She said, I do. For the rest of my life, I do. Promise to love only you. So Henry took Maria to the spot above the river, just like he had always planned. There, down on one knee, he promised his love forever and slipped a simple ring onto her hand. And he prayed, God, give her strength to say the words I've longed to hear from this girl. She said, I do. For the rest of my life, I do. Make that promise to you. Now Henry and Maria, they've been... You lost me here. Henry and Maria, they've been... I don't know. So the song ends, Henry and Maria are long gone, but their love lives on in this bench. And I can't remember the words.
Yay! Thank you for playing that song.
Thanks for bringing
What
it
a
back
great...
up. Enjoyed it.
Isn't that the best story? I am such a sucker for love stories. I really, really am.
Especially the ones that work out. That's so unusual
Well, the
in my
happily
songs.
ever after. The
Right.
happily ever after are the best. And yes, you don't often hear a lot of songs, that way. I wrote one for my husband for our 25th wedding anniversary, but I just love that story. And yes, I did. I'm sitting there trying to remember while you were playing that. The first time I met you, you played it, but you came back again to the Cape, right?
I did,
we
yes.
were supposed. I was supposed to give you a whole tour of the Cape, and it poured.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it never did happen. It was when we talked the second time that you told me the second half of that.
Right,
that
okay.
story. Yes.
So you're gonna show me the Cape
Yes.
next time I'm up there.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I cannot
We'll make
wait.
plans.
I cannot wait. Yes, you and your wife are totally welcome here.
That'd be awesome.
You play the green room and we'll have some fun.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right. I'm going to play one more tune and close
Great.
us out, and then I'll bring us both back and we can say goodnight to our friends and all
Sounds
the people
good.
that came, okay?
All right. Thanks.
And speaking of, and thank you again for playing that.
Oh, thank you.
And here we go. Speaking of friends, I did it again. Boy, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm going to close it out with a song that I wrote about friends because you guys are so important to me. It's called I'll Always Be a Friend. I hear you're having cloudy days, you're feeling low. It's hard to find the silver lining beyond the storm. But I know there's a better place not far on the other side. The skies are clear, the sun is shining, and days are warm. So put your hand in mine, we'll take it one step at a time and lay your troubles alongside a life's long road. And know whatever lies ahead, you can count on me until the end. No matter where the road may bend or winds may blow, I'll always be a friend. I wish I had the answers to the questions ailing you, and if I could, I'd bear the pain you're going through. But we can take some time to talk and sing a song or two, and find some comfort in the words that ring true. So put your hand in mine, we'll take it one step at a time, and lay your troubles alongside a life's long road. I know whatever lies ahead, you can count on me until the end. No matter where the road may bend, the winds may blow, I'll always be a friend. You don't have to be alone as long as I'm around, 'cause I'll be there to share the load. So lay your worries down. Put your hand in mine, we'll take it one step at a time, and lay your troubles alongside a life's long road. I know whatever lies ahead, you can count on me until the end. No matter where the road may bend or winds may blow, I'll always be a friend. I'll always be a friend.
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good. You're so talented.
Oh, so are you. Oh my
That's such a good
gosh.
song. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Thank you very much. And thanks again for being here. You know, I am so happy that we got to do this tonight and that you said yes. You know,
Me
it was an
too.
Enthusiastic
Me too.
yes. It was
Yes, I
awesome.
haven't done this in a while, and I really enjoyed it. And I want to thank the folks who came out to listen to us or stayed home to listen to us.
Right?
And some names I haven't seen in a long time. Can't wait to see these faces again.
I know. I
and
know. We
can't
missed
do
you
this in person.
guys.
Yeah. But this has been really fun, Kim. I'm so glad that you invited me, and you had a great time.
And I can't wait till you and I can do this in person. It will be a lot of fun. I know
Yes.
it will be, and it'll be
Yes.
soon. Everyone's
gonna
getting
be soon,
vaccinated.
yeah.
It's going to be really soon.
That's
So
right.
thank you guys again for tuning in. Once again, RobWilliamsAcoustic.com, KimMobergMusic.com. Go and check out the music. And even if I try to say this, even if you don't buy CDs anymore, if you listen and you stream, which so many of us do, hop on over to your favorite artist's website, like Rob or myself, and make a donation. Just make a donation, you know. So thank you again. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you. Good
Thanks
night,
to everyone else.
everybody.
All right.
Good night.